Khan. Okay, Shalawam, Shalawam, Nawathan, Kal Halayim, Wahawadla, Alahayanawa, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Wamalak Yahushai. Double honor is extended unto the apostles of Great Millstone GMS, who rule and teach Yasha Allah well through the Spirit, leading the flock by example. Peace, blessings, citations goes out to the Akim, pushing this 100% gospel in sincerity, in honesty, and in truth across the four corners of the earth, risking their life for Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai's sake. To you, few sisters, to you I say Shalom, Wa Adawan Ratazah, which means Lord willing. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. So I'm just going to do a quick lesson on the scripture in Obadiah chapter 1, which is Obadiah 1:18. Okay, so we'll jump right into it. So it reads, "And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken it." Okay, so what is this scripture talking about? Okay, it's talking about Esau Edom and his descendants going into hardcore slavery for 1,000 years. Then they will be permanently exterminated. And this verse scares the hell out of Edomites, and rightfully so. This is a future prophecy in the Old Testament. So the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Seminole Indians, and the Israelite foreigners, scattered seed, speckled bird, you are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, all right? And eventually you will conquer the Edomites, and they will be our slaves in the kingdom. Okay, so I'll read this verse again. Obadiah chapter 1, it's just one chapter long, verse 18. "And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Adawan Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, has spoken it." Alright, if you want, we can read that in the NLT, get the New Living Translation version of the same scripture, which reads, "The people of Israel will be a raging fire, and Edom a field of dry stubble. The descendants of Joseph will be a flame roaring across the field, devouring everything. There will be no survivors of Edom. I, the Adawan Yahweh, have spoken." Okay, and you got Bible scholars that talk about Edomites being done away with around the time of the Nabateans. Okay, the Nabatean period. Okay, which is approximately around 5th century, BCE, before Common Era. They will attempt to tie this in around, the Nabatean kingdom, man. Okay, and again, the claim that the Edomites were done away with, which is wrong, because Ecclesiastes chapter 4, the 16th verse, the end verse, says this: "There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit." Okay, so the Edomites are not done away, they're not done away with. They are still here. Okay, there are no extinct peoples or ethnicities. All the nations are still here. Okay, they're still here today. And like the scripture says, surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. So to preach that and teach that and believe that is vanity, and it's vexing. Okay. And it's also mentioned in the book of Daniel that when Yahushua returns, all the nations will be here. So all ethnicities are still here, especially including Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Alright? And Esau Edom has to go into slavery so that this prophecy can eventually be fulfilled. So it makes sense for him to be here. He has to be here, and he is. Alright? This is just one of Esau's ploys, one of his sly, crafty, cunning lies, one of his tricks that he uses so that he can try to escape judgment and slavery. Because after the 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, they're going to be extinct. Alright? Esau will be extinct. So, with that, Kwame Yasharala, wa Ababa Ball. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Shalom to the elect.